We are here with Riley Clemmons at the K-Level Awards. Riley, my family loves your stuff, so thank you for making great music. Church Pew is your new album, and you wrote on Instagram, this album was born from the lowest and toughest point in my life thus far. Tell me about that and your heart behind the album.
Man, I've grown up in Nashville. I've grown up around music, and writing this record really came from a truly all-time low place. I think that growing up in the music industry, growing up in Christian music has been such a massive blessing. But I also grew up in front of many, many eyeballs, and it's been quite the evolution. I'm 24 years old, very different than I was obviously at 18. But that was my first K-Loves. I was 18, and so I hit a place of burnout where really the lowest thing about it was I found that my entire sense of self and purpose and worth was coming from success and what that looked like and what that professed itself as. And so I took a good part of a year before writing Church Pew to get closer with the Lord and really reestablish that worth is something that can only come from Him.
Would you describe it as depression, anxiety? What kind of words would you use to describe what you were in?
There was a lot of anxiety associated with it, a lot of anxiety. By nature, I am an anxious girl. That's always been a struggle of mine, but I think that I've learned really in the past couple years to channel it as something that can inspire art and inspire a closer connection with my faith.
Amen to that. You call this a musical reset, this album.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Musical reset, I've been doing, again, to be 24, I've done this for a long time. I feel like I should have gray hairs. I don't, thank God, I'm too young for that. But I think it was taking the time to go from teenage years, writing after school, really just honing the craft of songwriting, to finding what feels authentic to me stylistically, lyrically. And Church Pew was really a representation of that and what that looks like and feels like.
What advice would you give Christians in today's world that are living in a world that is growing more and more secular, more and more dark? What should they do to stay firm in their faith?
That's something that I'm working on every single day too. I think one of the biggest things that I've implemented into my own life to help me personally is finding and scheduling time to be intentional with the Lord. Put in your calendar. Getting in the Word, being able to really stand by what you believe has changed my world, and it's changed my relationship with Jesus, and I'm so grateful for that.